The challenges that we have is that if you look in the likes of the credit reference agencies, they can only give operators a certain amount of information, and that's because they're not insight lenders. So maybe we need to speak with the financial services regulators and say, right, gambling, there are issues there. There are people who are losing a significant amount of money. So maybe you need to open it up like, treat them like they were given a loan, or if they were a bank, they have to have this information and it has to be shared, because it's not being used frivolously. It's being used to support the players and ensure that they're not.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I said it last time, and it was a obviously funny example, but I think it's an all-day example, because in the after day, a guy could say, okay, my income per year is £100,000, right? But you don't know if he has 5 cars on finance, right? So and then it's obviously that where I guess we need really, really more input from financial services, where they say, it doesn't even have to be the details of what the loan is for, but it would be good to know. This person has X amount of loans of this value. So obviously then as an operator, you can see, okay, this person might have a high income, but I cannot treat him as a VIP, let's say. And he falls into a category where he should be, limited to a certain amount per month. And I guess that's obviously one of the huge things in the UK or in the whole of the world, I guess, that needs to be like just made simple. I mean, in Sweden, an example is obviously like a given, that this is possible. And it's like you said, in educational piece where we just have to all, as suppliers, as obviously operators, come together and maybe discuss on a wider scale, okay, what actually makes sense, right? Because in the after day, I mean, I guess for you, Anna, it's obviously, a massive headache to adhere to some of the regulation, but then there is obviously restrictions in the data that you can get, right?
Yes, quite a big balancing act, I think, across the board. But one of the things I'd like to see, though, is more empowerment of players. Where's the player empowerment in all of this? Adam and I were talking earlier on about the use of apps and things that you on a day-to-day basis with your phone in front of you has access to all sorts of information. You've got your Fitbit that's telling you, yes, you've hit your target of your steps or, of your sleep or whatever it is, and enables you to adjust things. Perhaps having something more around that type of data empowerment to an individual player that shows them that actually it's not just last night I spent 10 quid and Friday night I spent 20 quid. It's actually over the course of a month you've spent 150 quid.
Yeah, and,
do you know where you're paying them, where you've paid that money, and giving you the capability to take it into your own hands and say, actually, that's a bit too much for me. I really want to bring that back, and putting it into the sense of, well, 50 quid equals a new pair of shoes.